Welcome back. Thank you for joining me at the Critics Clinic for all your prescriptions, movie, and entertainment. Before we do anything else, click that link below, subscribe, watch my other videos. They've been few and far between recently. I've been stuck watching Sinners over and over again. So I'm back for a new movie. I just got through seeing Thunderbolts. I saw it a couple of days ago, actually. I wanted to sit with it and think about it. Saw it, wanted to give you my honest review. As always, if you don't want any spoilers, which there's so many out there at this point, if you don't want any spoilers, fast forward to the time I put on the screen. I'll give a quick little rundown because really my breakdown of the score is way more important than the actual just spoiler part in this movie. So here we are, Thunderbolts, now called the New Avengers. First spoiler. It takes place, basically a ragtag bunch of anti-heroes are set up by Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, Valentina. Basically, they all come to this undisclosed location thinking they need to kill each other, but in reality, she's putting them all against each other, basically to clear away all the wrongdoings that she's done. Little did she know, they'd band together, realize they were all being set up, and in the process, unleashing a process called the Sentry Project, which is a man named Bob who has superhuman everything. They didn't know this initially, but then they break out. Bob gets captured by Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, gets activated, becomes Sentry, also the Void, which is his other personality, this all-powerful character who can pretty much disintegrate any character, push them into their wildest fears, and basically that's pretty much the movie, is that the Thunderbolts, in terms of coming together, their role is to stop Sentry from trying to basically destroy everyone. Florence Pugh's character, Black Widow, Yelena, goes into the Void and bonds with Bob's character, who's actually stuck inside of himself. And I'll get to that in the plot. But she releases him along with the rest of the Thunderbolts. They're released from this void. They come out to find they've been set up by Valentina's character to be the new Avenger. In doing so, saving herself, because her whole thing was she was about to be impeached from her political cabinet, essentially. And so she's doing this to try and make it to where she's unimpeachable if she's presenting to the world new Avengers, when, as you know, with the last couple of movies, there's currently no Avengers and there's no one to call on to save the day. So now she's created this new team. Now she's seen as the hero. She saved her position in politics, and now all of these anti-heroes have a forward-facing persona and now can do good in the world, when most of the movie's about how all the bad they've done and they don't deserve or they're not worthy of forgiveness, but they do become heroes at the end of the movie. So that's pretty much the synopsis. Go see the movie so you can get the full rundown. I didn't want to give too many spoilers here. I wanted to get into my topics. So my 5 categories: cast and crew. Obviously, with any Marvel movie, there's always going to be a lot of loaded, notable names. Florence Pugh is definitely the star in this movie, playing the new Black Widow, playing Yelena. She's flanked by a lot of other characters you've seen throughout the MCU that all come together. You know, you have Ghost, who's played, I haven't seen her in a lot, Hannah John Kamen. She did fine. You have David Harbour. He did great, who plays Yelena's father. He's also a super soldier as well. Sebastian Stan is playing Bucky as well, Winter Soldier in this movie. You have Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, who's playing U.S. Agent. So you have a lot of other people in this movie. You also have Taskmaster for about 2 seconds. She gets killed at the very beginning of the movie, which was very shocking. This is a very bloody movie, actually, for a Marvel movie. I was like, is this rated R? And then you have Lewis Pullman, who's playing Sentry, or the Void. So I would say from a cast and crew standpoint, and this will go more into the plot, I was very surprised, and in a good way. They really pulled out all the stops. It's kind of like what Bob Iger was saying. This is one of the first movies since the pandemic where you can really tell it wasn't so much about throwing a whole bunch of money at it and special effects. It was really taking your time with the script and getting actors who can act and really digging into that raw emotion of what it means to be a hero and the weight that plays, and to be an anti-hero and all the bad things you've done and how that would weigh on you. I'll get to that in the plot again, like I said. But cast and crew, I thought everyone really held their own. They did phenomenal. Standout was really Florence Pugh and Lewis Pullman. Their interaction, their chemistry was actually great. When they were talking about depression, it was actually a very touching moment. It was very different for Marvel. It was actually one of those very poignant, tear-jerking type moments where they were talking about just being lost and being empty and not finding joy in the thing. Just the kind of symptoms of actual depression. I thought it was a really good moment, especially to illustrate that on screen for people who maybe can't put it into words what depression is. If you're feeling that, get help. There is help out there. But no, I thought that was a really good moment. 2 out of 2 for cast and crew. For plot, also pleasantly surprised. The plot was not overly difficult to understand. Valentina's character was trying to turn all of her loose ends against each other and kill them all off to basically wipe the slate clean. They band together, they turn against her, they release this character called Sentry, who tries to basically break free of Valentina's power, and in doing so, he releases his void, which is like his dark side, and it's uncontrollable, and it's taking over everything. So I'd say from a plot standpoint, it was simple, but it was very effective, and it was very deep and very touching. Again, for a Marvel movie, you don't get that a lot. I get a lot of backlash for how much I loved Eternals, but for me, Eternals was the only other movie that I can think of that had a human touch to it, that actually talked about the human condition and human emotion. And a lot of Marvel movies tend to shy away from that, and they have this slapstick humor, and people are dying, but then Thor is telling a joke about goats, and it doesn't ever make sense to me. I feel like for this movie, it really delved into human psyche, very deeply, actually. So I would say from a plot standpoint, I give it a 2 out of 2. I was actually very impressed by the plot in this movie. Production-wise, again, it was on set in a New York-like city. I would say the choreography for the fight scenes were some of the best I've seen. I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this too, but that scene, when they're all fighting each other, there's 2 specific scenes. The one where they first get to the bunker, where they're being turned against each other and they have to all fight each other and try and kill each other. That choreography was actually incredible. My favorite scene was where they first have to face Sentry for the first time up in the new Avengers Tower. That choreography was excellent, and the way they illustrated Sentry's abilities was phenomenal. I would dare say this was probably the best fight scene, choreography-wise, I've seen in any of the MCU. Maybe outside of some of the Black Panther stuff, the first Black Panther movie. But it was incredible. 2 out of 2, easy. Easy 2 out of 2. The way they illustrated Sentry's ability was excellent CGI. I really appreciated it. I would say there were moments where he first started to learn how to fly that kind of gave me that like butterfly feeling of when I first saw the movie Chronicle, the Michael B. Jordan movie. It was very indie feeling. The way they showed him lifting and flying for the first time and using his abilities and bending things with his mind. It didn't seem like over the top, just like all in your face, sell me candy, MCU. It felt very organic. It felt very, I'm doing this for the first time and I'm nervous about it. And I really enjoyed that. So 2 out of 2. So we're at a 6, easy. I'd say for music, it didn't blow me away. It's not a musical. It's not meant to blow you away. I do think it tried a little too hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy with like kind of like the old-timey music and some of the songs that it used. And I feel like it didn't really need that, honestly. It could have gone with some of the slower songs in some of the scenes. So I'm not going to give it a perfect score. I'm going to say it's a 1 out of 2 for the music. Nothing great, but nothing that brought the movie down. It was what it was. So overall, how did I feel about the movie? To me, this is one of the best MCU movies I've seen, hands down. There's only a couple more that I can put above it. Obviously, Ryan Coogler's The First Black Panther is the best MCU movie to me, and I'm not going to debate with anybody about that. That's the best one. And then I would say Eternals for me is really up there. People can hate on it all they want to and say, oh, it was too woke. It was an excellent movie. Go back and watch it. But I would say this is in the top 3 MCU for me. I really appreciated, again, the human touch, the emotion, the acting, special effects, just how it wasn't just over the top. It was actually a real movie about like heroes and their special effects and there's powers and all this stuff. But at the heart of it is actors acting and a story being told. And I really appreciated that. I enjoyed it completely. Easy a 2 out of 2. I give this prescription a 9 out of 10. This is a must-see movie. I would say believe the hype. I would say the MCU is back. I'm ready for the next set of movies. I'm ready for Fantastic Four. I'm ready for, what else is coming out this year? Is that the only one is there something else coming out? Help me out in the comments. I don't know. But I would say this is one, definitely go see Sinners again, and then go see this. So there's some good movies out right now. Tell me what you thought below. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like about it. And we will go from there. Subscribe.